Hello, this is Malik, and in this video, I will be presenting about my gameplay as a walkthrough video. So this video is basically consists of two parts. The part one is right now. This part will I will go through the whole video of my gameplay, and in the part two, I will be showing the actual build gameplay on my Android phone. So that will be the part two will be the recording of the gameplay on my Android phone. So here we go. Here we begin the game. Yeah, so basically, from my recent feedback from the assignment one, I have figured out all the bugs that I need to fix and some of the changes that I have to make in order to make my game different from the PC because my game is mobile game. So I have to stick with the mobile features implementation. Basically, like the gameplay should be same like the mobile phone. Like for instance, in my previous version uh, the sound button. Yeah, even yes, I figured out in some of the games we shouldn't have this one because in the a mobile phone we can use the buttons for volume up and down. So I have made a change of like I will show here settings panel. Yes, this is the button. This settings panel. Yes. So I have made some changes like the sound button. So only the user can click, and once the user click on this button, the sound will be mute. And once I click again, and it will unmute again. So for instance, if let me play, I can yeah. So now it's begin. If I click here and I click here, and the icon will be changed, and the sound will be muted. So basically, I have made some changes to the settings panel as well. The UI design of settings panel. So I'm using a UI asset. It's a yes 2D casual UI from the Unity asset store. Basically, this is a royalty free. So this right, yes, I'm using this all the thing. These are sprites to design my own UI. So even for the privacy policy and reset game, these are two buttons I have implemented. I have used a website. This website is basically for the privacy policy generator. So we can give some description about our game, like for which platform is it, for what like the basically information what you APIs we are using in the game. For instance, the Firebase API and the Google AdWords API. So we can give the details to this privacy generator policy, and it will generate all the privacy. And if I click here, it will take me to this document. I have generated this one through a website, the privacy policy generator. Some of the most of the time, the game developers they use these different websites to generate all the privacy policies. Yeah. So let's go. As for the level and XP, I have made some changes to the level and XP, like making the design because you can see here I have made some changes to the design. Even in the previous version, the design was not very good, so I have made some changes to it. And I still have a bug like the XP pillar. Even right now, you can see right now my player is on the level 2, but the XP pillar is completely filled. The XP pillar value right now is basically of the still level 1, and it doesn't matter even if I'm on level 5, the XP value will still will is not getting updated. So this is the bug in the game that I will be fixing very soon. I'm trying to figure out this issue. Maybe this one, the XP filler dot value. I'm updating it to the update, and I'm getting the XP value whenever the loop is running. I'm changing the next value of each time whenever the level is updating to the next level. So basically, the game level up is working with this new XP, but the value is not updating. So this is a bug in the game right now, and I still have to figure out my camera settings for it. So let me go on my main menu screen. I will share some features. I have recently implemented the minimap feature, minimap, and I have made this minimap as well. So right now, first I will describe about my dialog box. A dialog box I have implemented. Basically, I have watched the YouTube couple of YouTube videos to learn how to implement this dialog box. And dialog box is basically it's just doing a character by character. I will dialog box, yes, I will see more here. So basically, it's just I'm using the text only and the string of lines, text feed, and it's whenever it's one line is filled character by character, then it will switch up to the next line. So yeah. So this is basically very simple to implement once you understand how to do that. So I have implemented it, and it only runs whenever the scene is uploaded. Just whenever the scene starts, it will do. That will be the first thing that happens in the game. Then whenever I click on the continue, and it will be finished. And this all the description is I have already given my all the detail of the gameplay to the ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to give me some good description, like a very professional description for game that I can place line by line into my game. I will see here dialog box, dialog box. So basically, this dialog box, yes, it's here. So like this one. So I have implemented here all my lines of the description. So and text speed here 0.03. So then if I yes, now once I get to the end, it will be disappear. It will be set to false basically. So and one of the most and mini map I have changed from circle to the this mobile device, so the user can see anytime in the game. So this icon I'm using as a relatively free icon from a free games icon website. So I have implemented this grenade button as well. If I can throw the grenade, you can see the grenade is instantiated right from the direction of my head. And this is the third bug I have in my game is the direction of the grenade. So yeah, I don't know. I try to figure out. I have made the position of this grenade so even from my hand or hand of the player, the sword of the player, and I still it sometimes it doesn't go correctly. I don't know if I can try using Raycast to throw the grenade, but I will still try one time like using Raycast. But I feel like using the grenade instantiation of the object is much comfortable. But I don't know how can I figure out the throw issue. Yes. So if I click here, so this is the basically bomb explosion, and for the grenade explosion, I'm using this is there is a physics method called yes. Basically, this is instantiating, and I have to explode it is equal to two. Yeah, this is all the just a basic the loop basic thing how the grenade will be implemented, how grenade feature will be implemented. I'm using the Unity as a Unity the Unity particle system. This is basically the normal one. I have downloaded from the asset store. This explosion effect, and I'm running the collider. I'm reading the for each loop. I'm using the collider array to get all the objects around the sphere. So basically, this is a physics method overlap sphere. So when the object is instantiated at a specific place, like the grenade is throwing at a specific place, and it will this collider will cover all the objects that has a rigid body on it or any component. You can reference any component of that object, and it will get the a list of the objects and it will save into this collider array. I am running the for each loop, and if spider health is not equal to null, then take blast damage. And basically the blast damage is like the 5 points. The spider has total 4 points of health. I should make four, I think. Yeah. So whenever when the player kills the spider with the sword, it will take only 1 point damage. And but if it's a blast, it will take like the 4 or 5 complete points, and the spider will be dead. Yeah, so basically this is the explosion effect, and on drug response is basically I want to see like how much is the area of the how much area it is covering or the grenade is covering. So I can see I can right now the grenade is unlimited in the game, but in the final version of my game I will make to buy only a couple of grenades with the currency. If you have a specific amount, you can buy like the 5 coins or maybe even one diamond. I can use the currency to buy grenades as much as you like. So even this grenade, I don't know right now. So yeah, so these are the things I have implemented. So I have only three bugs that I will be fixing next week. And Minimap has been changed, dialog box implemented, reward panel. Yes, the third thing I have to show is my reward panel. So basically, I have increased the XP for each level. So like the last time the XP was only 100, 250, 500. Now it's the amount is into the multiple thousands, like 5,000, 10,000 XP. So the level will be updating late. rewards. Mission accomplished panel. I haven't. Let me first show you the reward panel. Level up reward panel. So this is the level up reward panel. I have implemented the claim button. Once the user click on the claim button, a level up music will be played. Here I'm getting the latest level and congrats level up, and this reward will be directly added to the player currency. And once this reward added to the currency, in the save system will automatically right away it will save the currency into the game. So let me close it and let me share one more. The grenade, yeah, grenade is basically there. Yeah. So mission accomplished panel. So when the player collects the ring in the game, basically, so the ring, how the player can know he has to collect the ring. So when the user read the description box of the player, like the game, yeah, dialog box. So when the player read the dialog box properly, so he know what he has to do into this game. And I have implemented, yes. So if I click on the page, play again on main menu, it will take me up. So you can see even now it's playing the game. So let me play a game a little bit so I can see. I have even from the previous feedback, I know I have to implement. You can see like if I throw grenade here, I don't know if it's working right now. Oh yes, you can see. So the spider is dead now. Even I have implemented, I have made a gap of time, like the only 1 second time period where the spider death we can be seen. For example, I can show you even one more spider here. So if I throw here the bomb, even you can see the bomb is going into another direction. I don't know why is that. No, the grenade is not working on this spider. I don't know. I'm getting actually. Let's try on this spider. No, it's not working even on this as well. So I still have to figure out. It's working on some of the objects, but not all. Maybe I have a lot of. I have around 60 spiders into the scene, so I have to double check. Like the each object has the rigid body and the play health component on it. Because even in my last time I was fixing it, and some of the objects, the presets are missing the component. I don't know. Maybe I have three different presets of the same item. That's why. So I will figure it out. And as for the level design, I have I have read all the description of my feedback, and I still have to work on more onto my level design that will make my game complete a mission, a story. The player is so that it will make the players a bit addictive. Like he doesn't feel lost in the game, so the players know what he is doing. And I have implemented all the features. This is all the mechanics basically. But as for the level design, just I have implemented like the foot tiles in the game, and I have added two more trees in the game around the castle, so it will make my castle look more good. So level one, let me go into the level one, so I can see. Yes, here you can see these are the tiles I have implemented, and I have made these tiles a bit broken, so it will look very good, cool, and yeah, I have implemented some of the particle effects in there. This one is basically it's a graveyard. So some of the particle effects, if I play right now, you can see the particle effects. Oh yeah, this one. This one is like a little bit of scary particle effects. Even these particles are from the Unity Asset Store as well. So uh, as for the level design, I'm planning to implement more changes because my game mechanics are almost complete. But before the submission of a final version, I will be making a lot of changes into my level design. Maybe I will try to add some of the skill building, a more grass here, and yeah, some sort of a complete forest, a hidden forest. Like the player doesn't know what's after 20 meters, 30 meters. So everything will be hidden, and the player doesn't know, or the player doesn't know like how far the spider is. He can only view into the minimap, or it will just separate appear like before 10 meters. So it will make my games more like suspense. It will create some suspense in the game that will make it a bit addictive. So yeah. So yeah, the spiders are up there and down there is just because of the terrain is up and down. Yeah. So that's it from this video. Let me double check if I'm missing anything. So my settings panel, I have shared player level. I have made some changes, and even as for the texture, I was reading some notes on a different website, and I figured out like this one texture compression. Even on my game, I have compressed it, but why I'm compressing this texture is because I can if I use a very good texture, for instance, like the 4K size at 2.048 size, and the game size will be so high. Like the game will be over 100 MB, like 150 MB or 140 MB. And even if I click on the development build, it will create like the size of the game around 150 MB or maybe more. But with the texture compression, this one type ASCC, even I can use the EPC too. This one is good, but ASCC is really ideal for the mobile, for especially for Android and iOS. So ASCC. So with the ASCC, my game size right now is, I can even show you this one, Android build. So this is the third file. Right now the game size is 87. I have figured out just by changing the texture, compressing texture, and even you can notice if you play on the Android phone or iOS, basically this is the Android build, so you can only test onto the Android phone. So when you play on the Android phone, you can see clearly difference, like the pixels are really good right now. So these are the changes I have made, and I still have to work more on the level design, and I'm watching a couple of videos on YouTube of the same gameplay. Even the link that you shared into the details of my, like the feedback video, I have watched that video, and I'm still figuring out a rough on the design on the rough my paper, so I can implement into my before submission of final build the complete level design. So right now all the features have been implemented. For the Firebase, I implemented, but I removed it. I know I'm not gonna get be marked onto that. But, I had some of the complexity of Firebase with my GitHub. Apart from that, it was working completely fine. So I will be implementing the more advertisement and Firebase maybe after this subject. And because it doesn't count with my game towards my assignment marks and rubric. So that's why I'm planning more to implement the game design. So yeah, so I will in the next before next submission, next week I will be start working onto my game design more. So by making my rough design of my game, like where I have to add this building there and all things, that will make my game more interesting. As for the submission of this assignment, my game mechanics are completely working fine. Only the XP value issue, I still have to figure it out. I don't know, even last time I was trying to figure it out, I was running another loop, but I don't know, I'm trying everything, but it's still not working. The XP slider value updating. So if the value has to update according to the level, not only the level is updating, but the XP slider max value is not as becoming as a target value of each level. So I still have to figure that out. So apart from that, I have implemented this grenade as a different the player. It's like the player weapon. Yeah, it's a different weapon for the player. So that's pretty much it for my part A. So there will be like the 3 4 minutes video of the gameplay of for my Android device, and I will attach to this video. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you so much. And sorry, one more thing. I'm using the GitHub to manage my whole project, and even I faced it 2 times. I faced the major bugs into my game, and I switched my version back. So let me share. Uh, Yes, here. So basically, my on my GitHub account, my game is complete. My repository is completely mentioned. This one, Epics of Survival, and even if you can see, it's completely mentioned from the day one to till now. All the commits I have made to the game. So even I'm using this GitHub because even sometimes I stuck with the game and I can't figure it out. I can at least switch back to my previous version and then I can again start working into my game. So yeah, so that's it from the GitHub. So that's it for this assignment, and I will be implementing another gameplay video, like the build file on my Android phone. I have already installed on my phone, so that build I will share the 2 3 minutes video. That's it for the assignment. Thank you.